Hello and welcome to episode 24 of Into the Podcast. I am your host, Sam, and I am joined by Rai Chit Chit.
Hey up.
Hey up, pal. How are you?
I'm all right, Thanos.
How are you? I'm all right, mate. You're a little bit tired, aren't you?
It's been a struggle, hasn't it, recently?
Yeah, last couple of weeks.
Like burning the candle at both ends is what it is.
Burning the candles at both ends. And work is hard work at the minute. Like, adulting it fucking sucks, man, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? I'm just ready for some time off.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing as well of, adulting sucks ass, but even, like, I'm so socially drained at the moment.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I want to do shit. I want to see people, because when I'm not doing anything, I get a bit like, no.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we've done so much.
It's been full on, hasn't it? Some heavy drinking weekends we've had.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for, like, a couple of days to just... like hibernate, do you know what I mean?
Do nothing,
do nothing, bit of gaming, bit of chilling, watching some crap on the telly.
Yeah.
You know, not even having to get dressed, those sort of days.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Get up in the morning, be awake for an hour or so, have a nap. That sort of day.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah, absolutely. And so this is the first time in months I get that tomorrow.
You do?
So right now I am about to start, I finished work today, I'm about to start 6 days off. And for you guys listening right now, I go back to work tomorrow. Boo! But
true.
So I don't have my little one until tomorrow afternoon. So I get to get up whenever I want and do nothing until the afternoon time. And I've not had that in months because it's been like, the Saturdays that I do normally have to myself, it's we have to get up early to do the podcast or I'm meeting you guys or we've got something on. So I'm so excited, and I know I'll be up at 6:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, you're just wired that way.
Oh, God, yeah. What you said there about waking up and sort of not having to get dressed.
Yeah.
Obviously, whenever you come around to do the podcast, I get in from work, I shower, and I normally just chuck on like some jama bottoms and a hoodie.
It's normally an hoodie, yeah. The burger hoodie.
Yeah, what are you thinking to my attire today, Ryan?
I'm a big fan, big fan of the... the tracksuit,
the mint green matching tracksuit.
It's incredible. It's a power look.
It is a power look. I wore this when I went to Asda last night to buy 40 Easter eggs.
40 Easter eggs?
Well, I've got to look after my peeps, don't I? At work,
Right, okay, yeah.
Manager now, so...
Big Easter eggs?
No, fuck that.
I was going to say, fucking hell. How much they're paying you?
I like them people, but no.
Not that much,
It was £2 for £2, mate.
Right, yeah.
So, I did that, and then I bumped into my little un and her mum whilst I was in there shopping. Bobby come running up to me, Daddy, big hug, and Mummy's over here, so I went over to say hello to Jasmine, and she just laughed and went, you look like an airways stick. Like stick of chewing gum. A stick of spidge.
A stick of spidge, yeah, I can see it now, actually.
She's like, why are you dressed like that in public? I was like, don't bring me down.
If you could just get some, like, brown dots on it, you could be mint choc chip. I can't speak.
Mint choc chip ice cream.
That one.
There it is.
My favourite ice cream.
Ooh, is it?
I think so.
Ooh, you know what, I'm big into ice cream at the minute. I get genuinely sad. I have cornettos in the freezer at all times.
Incredible.
If not cornettos, like the Aldi version or whatever.
Yeah.
I fucking love an ice cream for pudding.
Yeah, it's great.
Because I've not puddinged in years. Like when you become an adult, you kind of don't pudding anymore.
No, I don't pudding anymore.
But now I've got a kid, she has to have pudding, so I'm always making sure we got ice cream in. And Aldi do their version of the cream egg cornetto. Mate, this thing is fucking outstanding.
Nice.
Just white, like vanilla ice cream, bit of chocolate in it, but then just that gooey core all the way to the base of that core. Oh my God, mate. Ooh. I had a conversation earlier as well with our friend Megan about what the best chocolate bar is as well, because she was like, I'm just down for basic like dairy milk.
Really?
And then so we was chatting about that, and then I mentioned it to my some of the guys in the office next door, and we had a conversation in there, and none of them knew that you can't melt a flake. Did you know that?
What?
Did you not know that a flake is unmeltable? It doesn't matter what you do to it.
Why?
Google it, honestly. So I've obviously seen this through TikTok and TikTok, or whatever it's called, whatever these kids are watching these days. Watching TikTok and FaceBase and all that lot.
Yeah.
And there's just loads of videos of people like microwaving it, putting it in a bowl over a pan, like in the oven, and it just won't melt. And it still just crumbles.
I don't understand.
But apparently it's the way that like it's different fats and stuff in it that doesn't allow it to melt. So I said this to someone and they thought I was taking the piss. So they Googled it.
It does sound a bit unbelievable.
It does, doesn't it? But then it's all over the internet that you can't.
Right, on TikTok.
On TikTok. But no, but like on Google, when you Google it, there's loads of websites saying it's not doable. But I still don't overly trust it, although I came out with a fact. So this weekend I'm going to try and melt flake.
That sounds great.
Well, it's just one of those. I kind of have to find out whether it's true or not.
Science, isn't it?
Exactly. And also, I've got my kid. So once we've got this scalding hot chocolate, I'll let her eat it. Just like when it's all crumbly chocolate now, we can put that on your ice cream afterwards or something.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of chocolate, though, would you class chocolate, if you had a chocolate bar after your tea, would you say that was a pudding?
No. Oh, absolutely not. A chocolate bar after your tea is a warm-up to pudding.
So what constitutes pudding?
Well, you see, because when I am a pudding eater, if I go out for a meal, I'm only a one-course guy. I can't eat a starter or a pudding.
Okay.
Believe it or not, for a larger lad, I don't have the stomach capacity for it. I think this is all alcohol, to be fair. But so no, it's like for me, a pudding has always been like custard.
Yeah.
Or like a hot gooey brownie with ice cream on it, or cream, or that's a pudding to me. I feel like I'm cheating my daughter when I've got nothing in, so she gets a jam tart for pudding. So if I got given that as a kid, I'd tell my parents to fuck off.
That's a treat. I feel like a treat is different to pudding.
Oh, absolutely. But because I don't always have shit in, and she has to have it, I'm like, I don't know what to give you.
Yeah.
Like sometimes she gets fobbed off with an ice pole.
That's more pudding.
Do you think?
And I don't know why, but I feel like that's more pudding than like a jam tart.
Because you can have jam tart with cream or custard. Can't you?
So that could be pudding.
It could be, I suppose, but I just give it like plain.
Yeah, but because like a brownie is pudding.
But then if you ate a brownie during the day, it'd just be a snack.
Oh yeah, obviously, it's got to follow. It's got to follow food, and like tea or lunch or whatever, dinner.
Yeah.
But if you add custard or ice cream to something,
it immediately becomes pudding, doesn't it?
Yeah. But pudding, like, it has to. The first rule of puddings, apparently, is it has to follow a proper meal.
Oh God, yeah.
If you had like cake, like a warm brownie with custard, just in the day.
Oh, that's just warm brownie and custard in the day.
Yeah, it's not pudding, is it?
No, absolutely not. You can't have pudding at 2 p.m. Unless you've had a Sunday dinner at 1 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. So in which case, I never have pudding. I might have a treat after tea or something, but I never have pudding. Not in the house, anyway.
No. Oh, do you go for more than one course when you go out for dinner?
If I go out for food, I do like 2 courses, but it'll always be a starter.
So you a starter boy?
Oh yeah. Not pudding.
You know what? I can see that. So growing up, I've always had the sweet tooth. So because I've always been like an apple crumble or something crumble and custard type of guy.
I do love an apple crumble.
Yeah.
With custard, it's just great. But I can never have it. Never have it. But yeah, sorry.
So like that was always my thing. I always wanted that as a pudding if it was a 2-course thing. But nowadays, I'd rather have them loaded potato skins to start off with.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Or nachos to start with.
We had some. Claire and I went for food on Sunday. We went for a nice walk after we'd been out, blown the cobwebs away. Pub lunch.
Yeah, you went for a pint.
Pint and pub lunch, obviously, yeah. It's one way to get over a hangover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loaded nachos. They're just great. I haven't had any for so long.
What was it loaded with?
It was plain. It just had salsa and cheese.
Okay.
It was really tasty salsa, and they absolutely coated it in cheese. So it was the perfect melted consistency.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I was speaking to a colleague today, and they said that their child doesn't like melted cheese on stuff.
Right.
And it broke my heart.
Yeah.
It genuinely did, because melted cheese is one of the greatest things.
It really is.
Like, do you see this block of smelly stuff that tastes like fucking heaven anyway?
Yeah.
Let's just ram it on everything. Because let's be honest, that cheese, when you think, it'll go in a sandwich, it'll go on a spaghetti bolognese. It'll go on a fucking Cottage pie.
It'll go on anything.
It'll go on literally everything.
Fish finger sandwich.
Mate, we just had that. I made us a fish finger sandwich, had it in cheese top baps with them really shitty plastic cheese slices, which are the way forward. If you're buying cheese slices, you don't want them to be cheese.
Oh no, it's not. It's got to be real. It can't be real.
No. It's got to be the ones that you buy from Asda that are that little cheese. They're not called cheese slices.
They're
called food slices.
Yeah, and they are made of plastic. Probably.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're the best.
I've thrown them on like a barbecue or a fire, and they don't melt either. They just stay in plastic form.
What? Okay, I'm going to try that as well because they're the best for grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah,
I had a stage during lockdown, also helps to the waistline, where I just made grilled cheese sandwiches constantly. Just get them in that pan, mate. Bit of fucking butter. Oh, my days.
Naughty.
We've just eaten. I'm hungry again now.
I'm feeling a bit snackish, but we haven't got snack of the week scheduled yet.
That's later.
We're still on the intro.
So what did you do over the weekend, Ryan?
I was with you.
Oh, there we are. It's quite hard on this because we came into this being like, right, there's no real like structure or bones to this episode. We're just going to chat because we've seen each other so much recently.
I know we have.
That we've not really got a lot to be like, oh, actually, I need to talk to you about this. So it's like, oh, fuck it, we'll just get together and talk about pudding.
Pudding, apparently.
It was wrestling last week.
That wasn't planned. Nope. Neither was the wrestling.
Again, Megan messaged me earlier. She was like, listening to the podcast. I was like, oh, how are you finding it? Probably the first 20 minutes aren't your style with us talking about wrestling. She was like, bro, fucking love wrestling. But obviously I forget that you lot, like a lot of the people are a lot younger than I am. So they're sort of TNA era, not the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So I'm like, still cool. I think it's pretty cool. But so yeah, hopefully the wrestling chat went down better than we thought.
Yeah, people love wrestling, apart from
Max.
Yeah,
who really doesn't like the wrestling. In fact, we'll get to that in a minute because we did some wrestling on our weekend.
At the weekend, yeah.
Yeah, so we went to the Cider and Sausage Festival, as we mentioned last week. Started drinking about 10:30 in the morning with Snack of the Week.
Yeah, we did.
With the Aldi beer. And it just sort of carried on from there, didn't it? We just didn't stop until we got back. Did you have a good weekend? Did you enjoy it?
I had a lovely weekend, thank you.
Because obviously we went to a sausage and cider festival with 4 people that don't like cider, 1 vegan, gluten-free person, and you who's a pescatarian.
Yeah.
So, odd.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought the first choice for us.
No, you wouldn't at all.
We were kind of betting on the fact that they'd have like a craft beer stall because
it did say craft beers,
yeah, because when I've done quite a few like ale festivals in the past, and they always have like, they obviously serve cider and stuff, but there was no beer.
There was nothing. All they had was a stall that sold spirits, and for an old J-spiced rum, which is about 17 quid a bottle in the shop, was £10 for a double.
Oh,
Get fucked,
disgusting.
Mate. You're not paying that, are you?
No, and there's probably no wonder that no one was at that.
Oh God, no,
stall.
Absolutely.
So we just smashed the cider, didn't we? About five or 6 pints of cider or something.
And you know what? I was all right with it.
Yeah, it was not too bad.
You're not big into sweet, are you?
No.
Like sweet drinks, whereas I quite like sweet drinks. So we tried all the fruity ones. We went passion fruit, tropical, strawberry. There was one called Vumpy, which was a Vimto cider, which that was my jam.
Yeah.
I would have gone back for seconds and thirds on that.
Second and third of Vumpy.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. We saw some bands, we saw some sausage eating competitions, which I'll be honest with you and me joked about doing it. We'd have smashed that.
I know.
They were Welsh shit, weren't they?
I don't even eat sausage.
I know, but they were so slow and so shit.
They were shit. And then there was a chili eating competition, so it was like spicy chilies, wasn't it? Like the heat ones. They were all shit.
Yeah, I think the guy won, the ginger lad that won.
He did all right.
From Liverpool, he did all right.
But there was 5 of them. 3 of them were out after the first chili.
I know, the first one came out, didn't he? They introduced the guy and he was quite a chavvy looking lad.
Yeah.
He's like, what's your name and where'd you come from? And he's like, oh, my name's Ash from Lincoln and I'm going to show these bitches how to do it. Way! He had 1 bite, walked off.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
embarrassing.
You are embarrassing, mate.
It was embarrassing.
Everyone in the crowd was like, you prick.
Yeah. Not his finest moment.
But the sausages, obviously you didn't have any, but
I had one.
you had the vegan one,
I had the
didn't you?
vegan one. Which,
how was it?
It was very average.
Was it?
But I coated it in crispy onions. I'm a big crispy onion fan.
I love crispy onions.
Yeah. So it was just coated in it. So it was actually quite nice. And you know when you're hungry and you've had a couple of pints.
Oh God, yeah.
it didn't matter what it was.
You're ready for it, aren't you?
I was ready for it, so it went down well.
Yeah, I had a cheese verst first. And
cheese verst
first, covered in, your standard ketchup and mustard, and then, again, shitloads of onions.
Yeah.
Crispy onions. And then second time I went for the currywurst, which I saw, it's not something I'd normally go for, but I saw Max had one, and they put curry sauce on it, and then they, cover it in curry dust.
Right, okay.
It was incredible.
Nice.
It was so nice. And again, a load more crispy onions.
Yeah.
But again, once you've had two of them, you think, I've just spent 15 quid on 2 hot dogs.
I know.
That did not fill me up.
Yeah.
They were lovely, don't get me wrong, but I'm still hungry.
I was very hungry. It was a day where I was hungry.
And then we decided after that, we left there a little bit earlier. It was like, let's go get a pint of craft. Let's go and get a pint of beer now. So we had a couple of games of pool, popped to a pub in Lincoln, and had a few Beaver Towns, had a couple of Beaver Towns, whatever it was. A few games of pool.
I can't remember what it was, yeah.
Headed back to mine. And obviously yourself, you only had the one, so you was quite hungry. Kyle, who was with us, who is the vegan, he didn't eat anything. And then something happened throughout the rest of the night that genuinely shocked me. Shocked me, and I'm still telling people about it. So I mentioned it on here. We got back, and it was all a little bit, warm. Not pissed, but warm and having a good time.
Yeah.
So you all ordered a Indian. No, Chinese.
Chinese. It was Chinese we ordered.
I didn't order a Chinese because, one, I wasn't overly hungry. I would have been eating for the sake of eating at that stage.
Yeah.
And everyone had ordered vegan stuff.
Well, yeah, Carl found a vegan place, didn't he? So, was that awkward time where it was sort of late afternoon, I think? Early,
it wasn't.
I can't even remember.
It was tea time. It was 6:30.
Oh, there you go. So that's why I was starving.
Yeah,
one
so
sausage.
That's why we're starving.
One sausage. But no one seemed that fussed on the Chinese, so I only ordered some vegan chicken, sweet and sour chicken balls.
Yeah.
I did ask for rice, but Carl didn't order me any rice.
Because that's who he is.
He ordered himself rice.
That's who he is as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Max got the same as me.
Yeah.
So Kyle had a full meal, and Max and I had a snack, basically.
Yeah. A big snack. But
a big snack. It was still, I don't know if they were tofu. I don't know. I don't think they were tofu. They
were brown.
They were brown fake chicken.
Yeah.
They were quite nice, though. Again,
I want a fan. I tried one of yours or Max's.
Again,
not a fan.
Having had a few beers and been very hungry, I demolished them.
So an hour and 20 later, if that, I look over, I wasn't paying attention to what was going on, and you and Kyle were ordering an Indian after your Chinese.
I barely ate anything in the Chinese.
Yeah, and then you both ordered some jellied water.
Went for tofu. Tofu can be hit and miss.
Yeah.
Tofu needs to be crispy and solid, not jellied water. And it was disgusting.
It looked, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I tasted the sauce of yours.
The sauce was banging.
The sauce was all right.
And I actually got rice this time.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
So you'd had the sausage, you'd had a big snack with the balls, then you finally got your meal.
Yeah.
And then an hour and 20 later, you ordered a McDonald's.
I was snackish.
At that point, I was like, well, I've not eaten now since 12, so I'm ready to eat something. And I've just never been there where in 3 hours, 3 takeaways were ordered. I'm glad we ordered from different places, because if we ordered from the same place, I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, it was so good.
You look like you're having a good time.
It was just great. I just love food. I've had nights like that before where I don't care about the beer at that point. I just want food. I want all the food. I can remember we went on, I think I was with Kyle and a load of my friends when we were at uni, and we went out around Sheffield. I think it was New Year's Eve. And New Year's Eve in town is never my jam anyway.
It's always shit, isn't it?
Queue for ages to get in.
It's expensive.
It's so expensive. And but they were putting on a do, because it's a New Year's Eve do, and myself and my friend Ash, we just weren't bothered weren't feeling the beer. We'd had a few, you said, you're merry.
Yeah.
But outside, there were loads of food stalls, and we just went round every single one. They had a full hog roast.
Oh my God.
Got a hot pork sandwich with stuffing and apple sauce. We saw one guy stood by a barbecue doing nothing. We went up to him. It was like, so what are you doing? He's like, I can make you a full rack of ribs if you want. Yes. So we just sat in a nightclub waiting for this guy to cook us a full rack of ribs. And we must have spent 30 quid each just on food going around all these places to the point where you're just drunk on meat.
Obviously, meat sweats.
Meat sweats. While we wait for Kyle to do some dancing with some females.
Oh, you know what? That's just who he is as a person.
That he is. He's a creep, isn't he?
He dances with ladies and he doesn't order you rice.
What a jerk. Why do you keep inviting him to things?
I love you, Carl. Don't listen to him. So that happened. We played a little bit of Mysterium. I finally got you to play Mysterium that I've mentioned a few times.
That was really good.
That was
really good fun.
Because we was pissed by that point.
Yeah, we were just having a laugh, weren't we?
So we was having a laugh.
Just a bit silly.
We introduced Max to Magic the Gathering.
Played a few games of that.
Yeah, we had a really good time. Max picked it up ridiculously. He's a smart lad.
Yeah.
And he picked it up ridiculously quick. And then we'll get back to Magic in a minute because I want to mention something. But then the McDonald's come and I was like, let's just pack everything away and sit on the sofa while we eat this.
It was quite late by this point, wasn't it? I think it was about 1 in the morning.
About 1. And I was like, well, let's just bang something on the telly. And I let you pick.
We all wanted the same thing. It was never in doubt.
It was never in doubt. So that's when we put on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey for the second time for me, showing the boys that I love what I love.
Oh, God.
Now, I obviously went to bed before you guys, but I heard you come not long after me. But did you get much further in it?
No, we didn't. I think
I turned around, you was all asleep at one point.
Yeah, I think it was just, I think we got about halfway through it.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh had gone on a rampage, killed a couple of the women. Piglet was just being his
usual piglet
self and being a total jerk, killing people.
Yeah, well, he walks around with the sledgehammer and the chains.
Yeah,
popping eyeballs out and shit.
So we watched the bit where they ran over that girl's head.
Oh, you watched the car scene?
Yeah, where they crush her skull and it all pops out.
Yeah,
the deaths were quite well done, I thought. Granted, I was a little bit pissed.
Yeah,
but they were quite gruesome.
Yeah.
But even in my drunken state, the acting was atrocious.
By far the worst acting I've ever seen.
Awful. There's a scene where they just sat round. Nothing's happening. No Winnie the Pooh. No Piglet. No mad storyline. Just the girls that are on this weekend away. Sat in the house that they've rented or whatever, their Airbnb, and she's talking about how she's had to deal with a stalker and she's already upset. She's telling a group of friends. Fuck me, was that the worst acting I've ever seen in my entire life.
It was kind of like they tried to overact and underact at the same time. So it was kind of like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened to you. That must be terrible. And you're like, stop it. Regulate the volume of your voice.
Oh no, it was just so bad. Oh. Winnie the Pooh, though.
Winnie the Pooh.
Great acting.
He's a boy, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck because his job was just to be a big, fat, hick bear.
Yeah, basically just a big fat man with a Winnie the Pooh mask on.
Yeah, basically
what he is.
But you didn't get to see him summon bees, which was sad.
Yeah.
Because
we didn't get to finish it.
No, but, it's fine because it's only an hour and 15 minutes or whatever, so there's still time. There's still time to finish Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Christopher Robin wasn't a great actor either.
No, he wasn't. Did you see? You did see the scene where Winnie the Pooh. This might be where I think you all fell asleep. He was whipping him with some girl's hair that had scalps.
Yes, I did see that.
So hair, and he was just kind of gently brushing it on his back, but his back was just exploding.
And blood
pissing everywhere.
Shattered to pieces.
Yeah, whilst he's just stroking this bloody shit off this hair on his back.
Yeah, weird film.
Yeah,
weird film.
Yeah, so we're gonna make Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it.
The Revenge of the Roo.
Yeah, because we never saw Roo.
We haven't seen Roo or Kanga
or Kanga or Rabbit.
Or Owl.
Or Owl or Tigger.
T-I-double-G-R.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. Tigger would have made that film fucking ace.
Oh, just imagine him bouncing around all over the place.
Because it's okay, Tigger's not allowed to be a good actor. Tigger just needs to be fucking nuts.
Yeah, he'd just be crazy, wouldn't he? He'd be wild.
Oh, absolutely.
He'd be scary because he'd be unpredictable.
And who you need to play him is the guy that played, what's his name? Not Nightshade. In X-Men, the blue guy that can shapeshift, has the tail. Nightcrawler. because he's like a martial arts fucking free runner anyway, and he does all the backflips and shit. So we need him to play Tigger and just be bouncing off walls and doing backflips and shit.
That's what we need, just fucking people up with women's hair.
I thought he was going to come out with some nonsense then, but what you said was actually fact.
Yeah, it was an emotional night.
It was an emotional night, but like I say, we played some Magic the Gathering, and I want to put something out there to everyone that listens, because I'm fucking trying my hardest here. If anybody likes Magic the Gathering or plays Magic the Gathering, please,
or wants to learn to play Magic the Gathering,
to learn, this is the way to do it on your phone. But I do suggest PC or laptop. If you go on the Wizards of the Coast website, you can download Magic the Gathering Arena for free, which is basically you just play Magic online. You can play against random people, which I wouldn't suggest because apparently it's just full of people that have spent thousands of pounds on online decks.
I can believe
you can play against bots, but you can play against each other. Now, I played it for the first time. I've not played it much, but I played it for the first time last night against a friend, and I had so much fun. I learned kind of how to play through this app. So, like you say, if you want to learn, it's good. I just need some friends to download this game because it's my new obsession.
Yeah.
Because, again, I've mentioned 1,000 times that I got you into Magic and we never play Magic because we just live so far away, and normally when we get together we have plans.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is my way of being like, well, we can still play. All right, we're not using the decks that we own, but we still get to play. We can still have a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I'm going to maybe do a couple of hours on the live stream, which I've mentioned before. So it'd be cool to have a couple of people to play against.
Definitely.
So yes, Magic the Gathering Arena. Just Google it, you'll get it. Download it. Let us know your username. We got Max to download it immediately.
I've not downloaded it yet.
No, you haven't.
I had a quick go just before we started recording. Got my ass kicked by the computer,
which is fine because it's AI. So it's just kind of like some games are really hard. I played one last night that was so easy.
And the thing is, the good thing is though, is playing with cards I've never played before, with rules I've never seen before, but it explains it all. Yeah. So it's a good way of learning as well.
That's the thing. And although I've owned cards for a long time, I've not played. I'm still an absolute rookie at playing because no one I know when I got into it played it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, no, I will get people into it, and I never really did. It's kind of like my board games. I own 9 board games in this pile that I've never played because no one's got time to play board games.
It's difficult arranging it, isn't it?
Of course it is, absolutely. And then normally when you do, you're like, oh, we've only got a couple of hours, so let's just play something I know we like. Yeah. Instead of learning the rules, trying something, it might be a shit game like The Shining, which was garbage. Wasted a night on that. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's hit and miss, isn't it?
It is hit and miss. Other than that, you've been watching a little bit, haven't you? What's a bit on the telly? Yeah, so Claire's obsession at the moment is a show called Daisy Jones and the Six. Have you heard of this? I've heard the name. I know nothing of it. So it's a show. It's on Prime. I think the last episode came out last week. Okay. And it's based on a book, but it follows a band from the 70s. And it's sort of done like a fake documentary. So it's all like interviews with the band members, like in modern times. And it's almost done like a fake documentary where they talk about their time and how they formed and what went wrong in the band. It literally starts, the opening scene is Daisy Jones and the Six played their last gig at wherever in 1977. They were the biggest band in the world at the time. This was the last time they ever performed, and like 2 of them like walk off the stage. It's no one knows what ever happened until now. Dun, dun, dun. Like that sort of thing. And then they're all talking about, but they're all separate interviews, and it's them recalling like how they formed and how they met, and they're chronicling their journey. So Claire absolutely smashed this. She was obsessed with it. She was like, I'm in love with this show. You know, everything about it, the 70s, the music, like sex, drugs, and rock and roll. You know, that very much all that the good era. Stuff, yeah. The fashion, the fantastic mustaches. It's all like cool. Like so she watched it all, and she said to me, she's like, I know you will love this. Let's watch it. So we've been absolutely smashing it over the last few days. I think we've 7 episodes in. How many episodes? 10 total. So we are obsessed with it. It is really good. Something different as well. And, we both love our music, so it's quite nice to see something about like musicians and stuff. Yeah.
I don't recognize a lot of the cast. The main one from the Six, so the main, like, there's basically two main characters, Daisy Jones and Billy Dunn, who's the lead singer of the Six. They were basically two separate parts that formed together. He's played by Sam Claflin.
I don't know who that is.
You'll recognize him from loads of stuff. He's in Peaky Blinders. He played Edward Mosley.
Oh, yeah.
He's in, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean. He's in Hunger Games.
Yeah.
You know, like, was he like Me Before You and stuff with Eliminator Clark? He's done absolutely loads. He's one of those actors you'll just recognise. So he's in it. He's really cool. But yeah, it's just really interesting, like the dynamic within a band and what's going on behind the scenes and them writing it. It's very much inspired by Fleetwood Mac.
You know what? That's so weird to say because when you was talking, I nearly said, "Oh, it's giving me like Mac vibes."
Yeah.
Oh,
so
right.
basically,
Yeah.
the Fleetwood Macs. I don't know. I know bits of Fleetwood Mac. I was never a huge Fleetwood Mac fan. No disrespect to their music. I would never listen to their music growing up or anything.
Yeah, I'm a big Fleetwood fan.
Loads of people are. And you know, the bits I've listened to, I'm like, oh, it's amazing. So they're a band that I've not really delved into properly.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously they had all the dynamics within the band, like
Lindsay Buckingham leaving every 2 minutes.
And like, so, you know, the relationship between Lindsay and Stevie, it's very similar to like the characters in this between like Daisy and Billy, and then like the different dynamics. So it's very much, I think the writer of the book was inspired by Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. So it's that sort of vibe. Their music they play is very much inspired by that.
Okay.
It's a really cool show. It's, like I said, it's really different. What's fantastic as well is, like the guys that did This Is Spinal Tap, they actually learned how to play the instruments.
Oh, really?
So that's actually them playing. It's actually them singing. They do it all, which is amazing. You know. Like, and to the point now where I think Claire said they are rehearsing to actually go on a live tour as Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh, that'd be outstanding.
Which is so cool. I had a look on Spotify. They've got like 3 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
Jesus.
So, they're racking up millions of listeners, like millions more than real bands, like big real bands as well, like artists. So,
like Drew Flanagan, because I think what's he on now?
Like 2.5 million.
2.5 million. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's really cool, worth a watch. It's on Prime. Something different. Timothy Olyphant's in it.
Oh, there you go then.
Looking cool as fuck as well, by the way.
I love Timothy Olyphant.
Big hair, big mustache, big shades. He's only a small character. He plays. He's like the tour manager, so he's in like the start. I think he's about to come back into it where I'm at. So he's very much like, you know, like the guest star, but cool as Timothy Olyphant.
What sort of mustache are we talking?
I'll get you a picture of it.
Oh yeah. Different types of mustaches call for different scenarios.
This is true. So it's obviously 70s. So it's just big and bushy, I think.
Oh, okay. It's not like a pencil.
Oh no, it is. It's huge, like a full-on face caterpillar.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
I'm going to get my hair cut tomorrow, and I was genuinely thinking, do I do something a bit crazy and like get loads of my beard taken off and just leave the tash again, or just a goatee, or just something random. I was also thinking of going bald as well.
Really?
But the thing is, I think if I do this time, it might be my last time. Oh my God, that is a fucking tash.
Timothy Olyphant and Daisy Jones.
Oh my God, you can nearly see his bell end in that.
How cool he is.
Oh my God. He's so fucking... He does hold a mustache well, doesn't he?
He does. I mean, he holds everything well. What a guy.
Yeah, of course he does.
What a guy. But yeah, that is my recommendation.
Daisy Jones and the Six.
Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm very excited to finish it.
Yeah, I'll definitely bang that on my list because that's my type of stuff. Obviously, I've mentioned like Almost Famous in the past and stuff like that.
Yes,
like,
of course.
Big, one really into that sort of era anyway, but big into like Mac if they sort of take inspiration from that. And just music in general. I really like, you know, I've been in the music scene. Yeah. I've never been big in the music scene, but like I understand pressures of writing music and having to rely on a group of people to attend shows that are like, you know, maybe not massive, but a couple of thousand people.
Yeah.
And like the fallouts, the bullshit behind the screen, like
so you'll be able to relate to a lot of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
so actually
definitely.
to be able to, and never to that scale. Don't get me wrong, but I've felt that, and I've been there, and the sort of the anger it makes you feel at the time, or the pure love after stepping off stage and doing such an amazing concert. You literally could have been ripping each other's throat out before you step on stage. you fake best friends on stage and then you come off and you are best friends again because you had such a great time and your adrenaline's pumping and you just fucking love the world. And so I'm gonna watch that. That does sound really good. And there's only 10 episodes, so I've not got to smash through seasons.
Yeah, it's quite nice as well to catch it now because it's like current. So obviously, you know, get the buzz and
of course.
I'd be interested to see if they actually do a tour though, and if if they try and, you know, if they do come to the UK, because a lot of these times it's just like, oh, we'll do a few shows in America.
Yeah, because they don't need the money, do they? It's like, it's it's for the fans, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And there's clearly a lot of them at the moment, so that's
interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. And you watched something else, you told me.
Oh, yeah, I'm still chipping away, chipping away on this epic journey I'm on of trying to watch every single Nicolas Cage film ever.
Right, can I give you a recommendation for... Right, give yours, but then can I give you the one to watch next?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Right, tell us what you watched first.
So the one I watched is on Disney+. It is The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
You know, I've never seen this film, but I've also never heard anyone say anything bad about it.
It was all right. I didn't mind it. He basically plays like an apprentice of... Nicolas Cage plays like an apprentice of Merlin. He's got to protect the world and, you know... He's protecting the world for thousands of years or whatever, and now he suddenly ends up in New York or wherever in America. And then you know, the new a teenager comes along and he's actually like the chosen one. It's that stereotypical storyline. He's got to save it from the big bad. And it's just good fun. It's just like a family-friendly action.
Okay.
Fantasy adventure film.
Yeah, to be fair, everyone I know that's seen it, like, they're never like, oh my God, it's the greatest film ever. But it's just that fun fantasy vibe, and it's not something you see Nick Cage in very often.
Exactly.
But it fits the role well, apparently. And
he's cool as well. He's got long hair. He's got like a long like leather coat on. He's this doing these awesome spells. You know, a lot of the time when they do these spells, it's really cool as well. Like you know, we've seen it in things like Doctor Strange when people are just throwing different like. The special effects of those things can be really cool. Like I said, it's one of those I wouldn't, you know, shout from the rooftops, but it's worth a watch. It's on Disney Plus if you've got. It's a Sunday afternoon film, maybe.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
You know, just light-hearted, family-friendly action. Nicolas Cage doing something different.
Okay, so the one I'm going to give you next, then I just need to bring you down. I need to bring you down and be like, right, you've watched some good ones. Now watch this.
Oh, God.
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Right.
It's definitely on Shudder. I used to have Shudder, but... So Shudder's the horror only.
Yeah.
But I know Shudder do have a thing with Amazon, so it might be on that. It's called Mom and Dad.
I have seen it, actually, flicking through.
Yeah, I think I have mentioned this at some point. So the whole idea of it is it's kind of like The Happening. So The Happening... Everyone just randomly starts killing themselves.
Yeah.
In this, mums and dads just randomly start killing their children.
Okay.
It's over the top as shit.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage plays one of the dad. So as you can imagine, he's going full Nick Cage. Playing a, you know, fucking murderous father trying to kill his own daughter or whatever. Now, I watched this during the old podcast. Them two guys hated it. Me being who I am with horror, I thought it was okay.
Okay.
Not in a... there's nothing about the film that's okay, but as an experience, it was an okay experience to watch it. Random as shit. Nick Cage doing Nick Cage. Just a random story that I was like, it wasn't offensive to me, whereas to other people, oh, this is just real shit horror. It's offensive.
Yeah.
To me, it wasn't. It was just fun.
Right, okay,
So if you can find that, it's bad, but it'll bring you... It just bring you away from like all the amazing stuff you've watched recently and just see Nick Cage in this different light.
Yeah, that's it.
And get ready for some of the shit you're going to have to watch.
Oh, yeah. I am very, very aware of a lot of the shit I'm going to have to watch.
Yeah. Cool. So we will keep you updated with that. Are you keeping a note of all the Nick Cage films you're watching?
Like, I always write down every film that I've not seen, you know, new ones that I've seen.
Yeah.
So I think I'm up to about 20, 21.
It might be an idea to do a separate list of Nick Cage films as well.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've got them all written down, so I am keeping an eye out.
So you're about 20, 21. I'm at 24.
Nice.
I'll be honest with you, I've watched a few films with Little recently. It's like Tangled. I've never seen Tangled.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of those things that I think it had been put on in the past and 10 minutes later, it's off for Paw Patrol when she was littler,
Yeah.
So never seen it. Fucking what a delightful film.
It's a delightful film,
It's
yeah.
so good. I watched The Magician's Elephant, obviously Winnie the Pooh. So I'll be honest, this year's list is a few Oscar noms, mainly horror, mainly kids.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to see Mario this weekend as well.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, in Woodall Spa, which is a little village just outside of Lincoln, they have a thing called Kinema in the Woods, which is a cinema in the woods. It's old as shit to the point where you go in there, they've got a load of vintage like posters and stuff up, but it's that original. They still do the halftime break and someone comes around selling ice cream.
That's cool, yeah.
The organ player comes out and does like a little bit, and it's only like $5 a ticket.
Oh, incredible.
Yeah, it's real old school, lost in time cinema.
Oh, I'd love to go to that.
Oh, definitely. So I'm going to take Little in there to go watch Mario.
That'll be fun.
She said to me, she goes, Daddy, can we go to the cinema this weekend? I said, yes, darling, we can. She goes, can we go see Matilda the musical? And my response was, what's that, Mario? And she went, yeah, okay. So that's why we're going to see Mario.
Bless her.
She's already seen Matilda the musical.
Ah, okay.
And I want to see Mario.
Ah, well,
I can't go on my own. I look like a wrong un. Do you fancy a snack?
I'm very snackish.
Ah, shame, because what I've got for you this week is not good.
Oh, no.
Sorry,
We've
mate.
had a couple of bad ones.
Here comes another.
Yay.
Drew, sing us in.
Here come Sam and Ryan, listen to them both speak. They've come 2 hours on with their pop culture critique. But are you even a nerd if you don't overread? So come on everybody, it's the snack of the week.
So, as I mentioned last week, I'm going down the Aldol line.
Oh, yeah.
And just buying the random shit that is by the conveyor belt when you're paying.
Yes. What have we got now?
So, this week, Ryan, I got us Alesto, cocoa, and raspberry protein balls.
They sound quite good.
I don't think they do. So they're just randomly every now and then, when you look, they've just got random like protein pots, which is just different seeds and nuts and shit.
Yeah.
And these were quite expensive for what they are. It's a tiny little bag and there's like £1.80 or something.
Bloody hell.
Well, you can buy mints for that price, like a 500-gram thing of mints.
Yeah.
And I bought protein balls. But I was like, no, I'm sticking to the Aldol.
The Aldol range.
I've still got a few more things. So yeah, and I did buy peanut butter as well, but you don't like peanut butter.
I'm not a
do
big
you?
peanut butter fan now.
So
they're quite
oh god,
controversial.
they smell of it. Don't sniff them.
Okay. Oh,
They don't smell good.
Oh, they're very powdery.
They are quite powdery, aren't they?
Brown. They look brown little
nuggets of
nuggets of poop. Yeah, that's exactly what they look like.
So these are high in fiber and a source of protein. So you're going to be swole with the shits.
Great. Are we doing it all in one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fucking legends,
Oh
mate.
god, my hands are all brown where they're just like
Yeah,
the
they
powder
are,
has
aren't
just come off them.
Oh dear, right. Oh, chin,
Well,
mate.
yeah, cheers.
Enjoy your protein ball. Oh,
Oh, look at hell, they're hard.
they are
Okay, I've got to break my teeth.
they're
You look in pain.
disgusting. Talk me through the flavour while I spit this out.
It's been out that bad.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. It's hard to describe what the flavour is. They're really chewy. Almost like fudgy.
That was disgusting. And there's something hard in my mouth, and I hope it's part of the ball and not my tooth.
Oh god. I'm a bit worried for you because they are rock solid.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll figure that out later.
They're quite nice.
You having another one?
I'm having another one.
Mate, have them all. They're fucking disgusting.
Ah,
They are so hard. It's like when your granddad gives you a toffee. Like a penny toffee out the quality streets that take forever to chew through.
How many proteins are in one of these balls?
Oh, you should say on the back.
Something just crunched in my mouth. Again, I'm worried about my
That's your
teeth now. Fucking hell.
That's how you know they're bad, listeners, when we're both worried we've just chipped to 2 feet in these.
6.3 grams
That's not a lot, is it?
in this entire bag, maybe?
Sure, that's not a lot.
6.3 grams of protein. That's not that much.
It's not. And they
Okay, mate.
advertise themselves as protein balls.
It's basically an egg.
Yeah. And eggs are nice. Well, that was disappointing. I'm sorry.
It's all in my teeth. What's left of my teeth.
So whilst you gum out your protein balls out your teeth, I do want to bring something to the table. I advertised on social media, and Daniel Golding, if you are listening, we was bought the world's hottest gummy bear for snack of the week.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Now, I have researched this, and big time chili eaters are vomiting eating it.
Oh.
Myself, I struggle to eat a korma. Me and Josh had a tikka last night, and I was blowing out my arse.
I didn't realise you were that bad for spice.
I'm horrendous. I was like, this is a kick to it. A tikka, mate.
A tikka. Bloody tikka.
So it will get done, I promise you. But I don't think you fuckers understand the fear that goes through my body every time I open that cupboard and I see it.
It looks terrifying.
It is standard gummy bear size. It's just, but like, I'm terrified, mate.
It does look awful.
Yeah. So I just want to put it out there. It's happening. It will happen at some point. We need to be in the correct situation to be able to do it.
It looks like it's all in plastic packaging, isn't it?
It's
like a massive plastic cover, like packaging with a little gummy bear in the middle.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives me like serial killer in prison vibes.
Oh yeah.
Through like layers of like plastic, like a prison cell. It's that dangerous. It needs that level of covering to stop it getting to the outside world.
And I believe you're probably safer with the serial killer.
Yeah. Oh God. Like, I've got a lot better with spicy food over the years. I used to be the fussiest eater ever.
Really?
But I'm still not great. Still not great.
So yeah, so I just want to put it out there. We haven't forgot, and it was the nicest thing ever that Danny bought us this anyway. You know, he paid for it, he got it sent to my house, and it was a rock star moment. Like a listener bought us something sent to the house. Like I hear a lot of the big time podcasts I listen to, and they're like, "Oh, a fan sent this in." And I'm like, "Danny, thanks, mate." But I said at the time when he said, "What's your address?" I said, "Please don't fuck us over," and he did.
He did.
He did.
Oh, he has.
So I don't know whether that episode we do it, I make Danny come down because he plays Magic as well.
There you go. Get him on.
Yeah, we'll get him down.
We'll split it.
We'll split it 3 ways, and we'll make him do it. I mean, he will. He's a monster.
We have talked about doing it a few times, haven't we? We have thought about, when we've come, like we're about to start drinking or whatever, and we've had some of those days, but we have genuinely not done it because we're worried that it's going to, and it'll ruin the day.
Yeah.
Because we will be that fucked that it'll just write off the weekend or the session we've got planned or whatever. That's the level of fear we've got.
I genuinely believe it's going to have to be an episode like this where the rest of the night after this, I can just it can't be a Sunday because I've got to edit, where I can just turn the computer off and go to bed and just cry. That's how scared I am. That's what I believe is going to happen after eating it.
Yeah.
And the problem is now I've just chipped a tooth on a protein ball, so if someone gets stuck in that gap, it would just be fire forever. This is me now. Pain.
Oh God. It looks terrifying.
It really does, doesn't it?
Oh my God. Oh.
So yeah, it's coming.
Should we do it now?
Yeah, fuck it. No. Stop. Face them cocoa raspberry peanut butter balls away from me, you fucking. They look disgusting. So next we've got a 60-second recommendation. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of editing because it starts with our friend Alex, who's doing it, telling us that she wants to enter the competition that we ran a month ago.
She did send it in a while ago. We had a lot, didn't we? And we've just been sitting on them for a while. And we've had busy episodes like the Oscars and Drew and guests and stuff. So we have been like phasing. Not we haven't forgotten anyone.
No. They're all here. I sat
nice
down.
To spread them out.
I had to convert them all to MP3. So I've done it all. We listened to Alex's not last week, the week before, and I was like, shit, I need to edit that beginning bit out because she's not entering a competition anymore.
Yeah.
So Alex, we didn't forget about you. It's here now, my baby. So Drew, sing us in.
60-second recommendations into the pod shortest presentation. Music, film, even cereal. 60 seconds recommending. Listen closely, it's not never ending. Time is short.
So I'm going to be talking about the book series A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I know your podcast is about films and games and all of that, but genuinely, this series is like a film. There's so many twists and turns. You'll get literary whiplash. So it's about a human girl who's taken into the fairy realm as penance for a crime she commits. And it's how she navigates this world, finds her place, the creatures she meets, falling in love, and the things she'll do to protect the people she loves. Honestly, it is so good. So it does have fairies in, but honestly, they are adult, male, sexy fairies, and it is so smutty, you'll be blushing like a schoolgirl. Genuinely could not recommend this more. 10 out of 10. Love it. Share to all your friends.
So, what's it called?
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
A Court of Thorns and Roses by Alex, who that was the most adorable 60-second recommendations we got.
Wasn't it?
There was so many like cute inflections in her voice. And,
love.
and you know what? That's what I absolutely love about this is she's talking about something that she genuinely loves,
yes.
and you can tell that by the way she's describing it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's so nice. That I'm not reading that book. I don't read, but that makes me want to read that book.
Yeah, and that's
Do you know
it.
what I mean?
That's what I mean. We want people to have a variety. We have been blessed. We've had such a variety of 60-second recommendations. It's people just, it doesn't matter. We're not, okay, we primarily talk about films and TV, but we've talked about books. Drew recommended a book as well. Like, so it is nice that we're getting a variety, and people are dead passionate about them as well.
And also, I really like male sexy fairies.
Yeah, so this series is full of them apparently, because Claire has read this book series as well. So I
really
got this journey through Claire, and then Alex, obviously I work with Alex, so we got it through Alex as well, and I've had this twice now. So I'm trying to think, like, Claire was basically obsessed with it as well, just like Alex. Yeah. Apparently it is huge, this book series. Like, it is fantasy, so it's got like the fairy world and everything, but it is filth.
Oh,
absolutely.
I love filth.
Like softcore porn, basically.
Oh no, I don't want softcore.
It's not softcore; it's hardcore. I was just saying that for the kids that listen. I'm trying to think. I think I'm just having a look here. It's Feyre is the main character from it. And again, like, Claire was absolutely obsessed with Feyre to the point where our last D&D campaign that we played, Claire named her character Feyre.
Oh, really?
Like, she was obsessed with it. Alex was obsessed with it. Apparently, really good. Like, not just for the smuttiness, but actually that you get hooked into the story as well. And I'm a big fantasy fan. I probably won't read them. I'm shit with reading books anyway.
When I can just watch porn.
You can just watch porn, to be fair.
Yeah.
But is it sexy fairy men porn?
On some of the sites I frequent, yeah.
So just will you send me the links later?
Of course I will.
Yeah, nice one. We'll edit that bit out, yeah. Yeah, so this series, I think there's another one as well. I can't remember what the other one's called. By the same author that Claire's read as well. I think she preferred that to this one. I think I told Alex about it, and she like lost her shit when she was like, "Oh my god, there's more!" And like, it's even better than the other one. It's a very similar, like, smutty it can't be teeny, because
it can't be.
Claire read me some of the excerpts from it, and it's filth, mate.
Really,
it is filth.
That wasn't the one that I was reading in the back of her car that time, was it?
It might have been, actually. It might have been. That's what I mean. She just clearly carries the books with her wherever she goes.
Was driving, I can't remember where it was going. We was driving to McDonald's to buy chips, weren't we?
Yeah, I can't remember why or when.
I think we'd just been to buy beer.
Right,
was having a magic night, or no, your mum was coming around. I was meeting your mum for the first time.
That was it, when we did the podcast at mine, yeah.
Yeah. And was going to buy chips, and I was in the back just reading excerpts from this smutty book in the back of Claire's car. It was the best night of my life, I'll be honest. Hilarious.
But yeah, it's massive book series. I can see why people absolutely love it.
So that's two people we know that's read it, and two people that are obsessed. So if you have read this book, let us know what you think. If you're going to read this book, let us know how disgustingly amazing it is. Because
I know, because Alex reads loads of books. She's really
big
good
reader, isn't she?
She's a massive reader. And reads a variety, and I know she was absolutely obsessed with this series, and I think she's not massively into like fantasy and stuff, but obviously that's a sign of a good book series where you get absolutely drawn in and hooked in. So yeah, great recommendation, really.
There you go then. The Crowns of Thornbury or whatever it's called. A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Court of Thorns and Roses,
No,
yeah.
a
Court of
here.
There are 1, 2, 3, 5 books in the series, with the last one coming out a couple of years ago.
Cool. So there's 5 in the series. I'm going to read 6 of them.
New York Times bestseller.
Oh, there you go then.
But what isn't? Everything's a New York Times bestseller, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, that's true, actually. I don't get how that works.
No, I don't know how it works, but everything seems to be a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah. I can't wait till we bring out a book and become a New York Times bestseller.
Yeah.
What's our book going to be, do you think?
Into the podcast.
I just think we try and get our notebooks fucking published. We just
scribbling notes.
Yeah, in fact, there's a picture in one of these books that you drew of us all.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was a couple of weeks ago when we were going to go out.
Yeah,
were we waiting for the taxi?
We was, and you was just silent because you was just staring at us and drawing us.
Yeah, I didn't get to finish it though because the taxi arrived. I think I only managed to draw you, Kyle, and half of Max.
Yeah, half of Max. And you did draw me like one of your French girls.
Yeah.
Which was nice.
Well, it was easy because you were naked.
In a French maid's outfit. Standard Saturday night out attire.
Yeah. Well, in Lincoln anyway.
Yeah, of course it is. Everyone dresses the same. Right, should we finally get around to the Eliminator?
The what?
The Eliminator! So obviously we've not done this over the last few weeks. And you know what? I don't feel bad because thinking about it, I think we're going to do this going into the semis as well. Although we don't want this to go on forever, I also don't want to do it week in, week out.
It's nice to have a break,
people
isn't
bored.
it?
So I'd say we have a couple of episode break after the semis, get people pumped for the quarter, get people pumped for the semis, then a few more break, then the finals.
Yeah.
So let's hear some music by yours truly. Now, didn't you do it?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. By yours truly.
There can be only one. It is time for the Eliminator.
Right, I'm pissed off.
Why now?
Because I just entered the Eliminator.
Oh, yeah.
And as I turned and moved my head away from this mic, them stupid fucking protein balls have stained my mint green tracksuit.
Oh, no.
It's on my knee. I'm going to have to wash it now.
How did you get on your knee?
I don't know. Because I like to wipe my hands on my jeans.
On your knees.
On my knees, yeah. Oh, well, fuck them. The Eliminator, Ryan.
Yes, it's back.
So the tides have turned. I'm not going to give anything away just yet, but very, very, very last second, a couple of additional votes were put in.
Ooh.
I try and release it to what I think 24 hours will be from when we talk, just shy a couple of minutes under. So I like that last second. Any more votes put in? Because when they are, it's like, oh, exciting.
And it has made a difference. It genuinely has made a difference. Those last minute votes have swayed it.
So we have the Avengers versus Guardians of the Galaxy.
Volume 1.
Volume 1, my friends. So we're not going about Little Groot or any holiday specials, which was very good.
I've still not seen it.
It's very good. Kevin Bacon, mate. Love Kevin Bacon.
It's very good.
Speaking of which, actually, before we get into this, so I got a voice note yesterday on my phone from my 5-year-old daughter that said, Daddy, Mummy just called you a loser. That was it.
Wow.
So then when I saw her, I said, why the fuck did you call me a loser? She goes, oh, because you like Kevin Bacon. I was like, why would you... What? One, that doesn't make me a loser. That makes me cool as fuck.
Obviously.
And 2, why was you talking about me liking Kevin Bacon? That's just weird.
That is weird. How did that conversation come about? It's just a bit... Yeah, so many questions.
Yeah. What are we having for tea? I'll tell you who does like Kevin Bacon. That loser, Sam. Anyway, we will do the Eliminator, right? I keep getting side. This is the problem when we are relying on all of our episodes being just random bollocks talk. I keep going off on tangents. I apologise.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
We are doing that a lot. So, as per usual, do you want to take one? I take one, or do you want to just have a general chat together?
Should we just have a general chat? Because we have covered both these films now, haven't we? We have them in the first round where they have. I can't remember which one eliminated which. To be fair, I've not got the chart in front of me.
So the Avengers eliminated. Doctor Strange. Yes, eliminated Doctor Strange, and Guardians of the Galaxy eliminated Ant-Man.
Ah, yes, I do remember it.
So, we can start. Yeah, just have a general chat about them both. So, obviously, they both got through, so we both love these films.
Yeah,
They're
both great films.
both very great films. This is a hard one, and again, this is where it starts getting a bit sticky, because it could be a case of, oh, well, I've just seen that one too many times, or, I prefer that one for the comedy, or I prefer this one for the action, or it doesn't follow the comic book as well. Like, this is where we're going to start hitting them sort of barriers, I think.
Yeah.
Earlier on, when you're putting big casts against small, one-timers.
Solo films, yeah.
That was the issue. Now this is going to be the issue where we've got big ones, and it might come down to what we've seen more, or, that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. So I don't really know where to go.
Yeah, I mean, the Avengers one, that was it's the OG, isn't it? It's the original mashup film with them all meeting after them having their solo films, and it is it paved the way for what Marvel will become and what it can be and what it can go on to become. Even if they stopped it there, the MCU, with the Avengers, I don't think anyone would have complained. Everyone would have been that's quality. What a great way to send it off.
Yeah. If it didn't end on a cliffhanger, good way of ending it off. They all come
just
together,
rounded it off. That would have been perfect. And to be fair, at the time, we probably would have accepted that, because it's only since then that we now we want more. We want continuity.
We have to have more.
Keep it going. And it still holds up now. It's such a good film. I was talking to Rich T at work today about it. He's voted. I think he was the first one to vote, and he voted for the Avengers. He was just saying, it paved the way. It did pave the way. It is none of these other films, including Guardians, would have happened if it wasn't for the Avengers.
I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Which I totally agree with. I 100% agree with. My only thing that I'd say to that is what we said right from the start with this Eliminator, is that we would take each film on the merit of its own film.
Yeah, and you know what? I understand it gets hard to do that.
Oh, yeah,
and you know what? If people might listen to this and be like, I'm not doing it that way if they've done it themselves, which is fine. Yeah. And I get that, because it could be, this did pave the way, so to me this will always be the best. In fact, this should win, and I totally get that. But you and me decided that we're gonna, and it's hard. It's fucking hard.
It is so difficult to
just be like, but all the shit that other films take from what happened in this scene or for that scene, it's very, very hard to do.
It is. It really is. Because regardless of the legacy of Avengers 1, it doesn't have to rely on that, because it's still a quality film in its own right.
Definitely.
It has so many awesome action moments, some great comedy, the banter between the different characters. It just works so well. It is a great, great film.
Absolutely. On the contrary,
go on.
Guardians of the Galaxy has the mishmash, has the different characters coming together, and is equally as good of a film without relying on us already knowing who Captain America is, who Iron Man is, who Hulk is, that sort of thing. Now, I'm not saying this against Avengers at all.
No.
It just shows how good they made Guardians of the Galaxy. Now,
absolutely.
I remember us talking about this when it was up against Ant-Man, we had no interest in seeing this film.
No.
What is this film? Why have you brought it out? It looks dog shit. It's not going to be good.
Who the hell are the Guardians of the Galaxy? No one's ever heard of them.
Yeah, some 2-bit fucking thing with a raccoon and a tree.
It's just going to be
ridiculous.
Stupid.
And then it came out and it was heartfelt, funny. It was everything. Everything we wanted. Well, not everything we wanted, because I don't think we expected anything.
No.
It, went over any expectations that I definitely had for it. So, yeah, I think that for me is a big thing, that on its own merit, it did for me what the Avengers also did.
Yes, okay. I get that.
Just coming in, introducing us to characters very well, very quickly, and you do become invested in these characters very quick.
Yeah.
You know, you become invested in Peter Quill from that first scene you see him
Yeah.
as a
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
You know, and then when you see him as an adult for the first time kicking the frogs or whatever the fuck they are, you're just like, you know who he is by watching that scene.
Absolutely, yeah.
Cocky space pirate who, you know, still got a bit of childhood in him, singing to old school music.
Yeah.
But at the end of it all, he's an egotistical arsehole.
Yeah.
And you can see that by that one dance he's doing to go steal this fucking orb.
Yeah. And the character development in this is great. You know, they're all against each other. They're not a team.
Oh yeah.
So not only does this film introduce them all as individual characters that then they're at odds that are hating each other, but they grow to tolerate each other and then end up fighting and saving, sacrificing themselves, some of them, for each other. And the scene at the end as well. There's some powerful, powerful moments in this.
Yeah.
And, we've not even talked about the soundtrack.
Well, we have. Several times.
Yeah, I know. But you know what I mean? In this moment, it speaks for itself. But like I said, it's still the score for me. I said this last time. The score is incredible.
Yeah, not the soundtrack.
Not the soundtrack, the score.
Yeah.
Just so many cool moments.
There really is.
But same with Avengers. It's both great films.
Yeah, God, yeah.
I don't think we need to say anything more.
No, for every amazing scene there are in Avengers, there are in Guardians.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get over the Hulk beating the shit out of Loki.
Oh, it's still,
shit like, Loki taking over everyone with the staff. Like, there's just scene after scene of amazingness. We're going to keep these nice and short from here on out because we don't want to be repeating ourselves too much because we do that a lot. Enough,
we do,
anyway.
We do quite a lot, don't we? Yeah.
So let's get into the vote. Would you like to hear the listeners' vote?
I would, yes.
The listeners' vote is 50-50.
Again?
That happened in the last second whilst I entered the Eliminator track. We listened to the Eliminator, so that's about 20 seconds.
Yeah.
The last vote came in that tied it up.
Wow.
Over Facebook and Instagram.
Wow.
So I obviously keep a little tally and I sort of add to it as it comes along. And yeah. So
what was ahead until the last second?
Avengers
and then Guardians.
Guardians got one last vote last second.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh.
So do you want me to go first or do you want to go first?
I don't mind.
I'll go first.
Go on.
Yeah, I've genuinely been dreading this all day.
Yeah, they're going to get harder and harder from here on out.
And solely because as well, like I've mentioned before, my memory. I haven't rewatched them again because I've watched them all now.
Yes.
So I didn't rewatch them, and I was kind of like, I get this blind panic of, am I forgetting stuff? So when you walked in, I was listening to what I said about both of them beforehand.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to. Again, I don't want to repeat myself. I want to. It's bad when you're listening to what was my opinion. I don't remember my own opinion. But yeah, I am going for drum roll. Guardians.
Oh.
I am going for Guardians solely because, and it's hard because now I'm going, but Avengers, but I'm sticking to my guns. I've said it now, solely because this film gave me probably equal to what the Avengers did, but it came from nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is the only reason I've gone for it. Avengers, for me, I expected it to be what it was. I expected nothing from Guardians, and it delivered everything and more.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's why I've gone for it.
Yeah. So, I was torn. When I was speaking to Rich earlier about this, I was still kind of on the fence. I was going back and forth with it. But I've got a chance to make it either a tie.
Yeah, which then we get to have the conversation of what happens if there's a tie, because we've never discussed
or Guardians wins. I had made my decision before coming here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick with it regardless of what anyone said. And I'm going for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, so what's your rationale behind that, sir?
I just think, I remember clear as day when I went to see this film and I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
This film took over my life. Like, I could not stop thinking about it when it came out. I downloaded the music straight away. I listened to it all the time. I've watched this film to death.
Yeah.
To the point where now where I kind of don't like watching it because I've watched it so much. And that is why I've picked it, because I love this film so much or loved it and was obsessed with it so much that I've driven myself to bloody to the point where I can't stand it in some ways because I've watched it to death.
Yeah.
Which I didn't have that with Avengers. I absolutely loved Avengers as well. Don't get me wrong. Like, we're splitting hairs here between the two.
It's minuscule, isn't it?
Exactly. But just going off that gut feeling. And like you said, there is all those other reasons as well. Like the music's incredible. Everything we said, and the fact that, like you said, Guardians came out of nowhere and did this. Suddenly Chris Pratt, no one had heard of, was, unless you watch Parks and Recreation, was now a household name.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Dave Bautista was just a wrestler in a couple of B movies.
Yeah.
Now a Hollywood star.
Yep. In some cracking films.
Yeah. And that all came from this film that just dealt with these dysfunctional characters in this. This film doesn't feel like a superhero film. It feels like a science fiction.
It does, yeah.
And I think that's another reason why I love it, because I love that. So I love science fiction. I love fantasy, and this had loads of stuff. It's just a great film. I'm going for Guardians.
Guardians is through then.
Guardians is through to the semi-finals.
I don't think we're going to get backlash from this, but I do think we're going to have a few comments, and I want people's comment.
Absolutely.
We want to hear your thoughts on that going through. Clearly, 50% of you thought we were right.
Yeah.
And we went on this solely gut feeling. It was hard, but we know just what that feeling was.
Yeah,
and that feeling was just a little bit more. You know what? For me, the feeling was the same. It was longer lasting.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
So, next week, oh my God.
They're all going to be like this. They're all going to be, I don't want to do this. We're not going to do the Eliminator ever again, are we?
You really don't want to do this.
Go on.
Endgame versus Ragnarok. Oh, that's sick, isn't it?
Fuck's sake.
That is disgusting. I can see you calling in sick next week, so you ain't got to do it.
I'm not doing it. I'm not calling in. I'm not coming. Fuck this shit. You can do the podcast on your own next week.
So Guardians, well, all right, they both win. Fuck it. So Guardians will be up against either Endgame or Thor Ragnarok in the semi-finals.
Oh, my days.
That has actually made me feel sad that I've got to do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, oh, God, no. I don't even know what to say. I'm actually quite speechless.
They're all going to be awful. I still think the worst one ever for me, we've already done Winter Soldier versus Civil War.
That was disgusting,
that was
wasn't it?
Awful.
It was disgusting.
Two of my favourites against each other. That, for me, like I said at the time, that should have been the final for me.
Oh, God, yeah.
And suddenly, they're up against each other in the first round in the last 16.
16 fucking films and they come out together.
Oh, God.
Oh, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
So, Ryan, I have a little question for you that I was going to ask you in the intro, but kind of we never got there.
Go on.
So I've been thinking about games for the 24-hour Game-a-thon. I will be bringing this up every week until we do it.
Yeah.
So 24 hours online, streaming to you lovely people. Well, it'll keep cutting out like it did last year. Please just message me when it happens. I'll sort it back out again. But 24 hours of gaming. Ryan's going to be doing a stint of it with me. A lot of the boys and girls in our little universe and friendship will be joining with us. So I've been thinking about games, and I need to start thinking about solo games, because there'll be times where I'm on my own.
Yeah.
People aren't about during the day, early hours of the morning. And I decided for fun, for music, for all the excitement I need for a solo game, I think I'm going to do Tony Hawk's.
Really?
I do, yeah. So I was like, do I do a wrestling game? Which I still might download one. But Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 are some of the greatest games of my childhood.
Yeah.
And we have mentioned this previously, very, very, very early on. But the excitement I get from playing them games, not for long, a couple of hours, and the fucking soundtrack from Tony Hawk's 1 and 2.
What a soundtrack, yeah.
For me, it is up there with some of the best soundtracks of all time.
Yeah.
And the reason I thought this was I was flicking through Instagram the other day and I saw, I don't know if you've seen it, Goldfinger did a gig and they played Superman and Tony Hawk sang it.
I feel like I saw a video. I feel like I saw the still from the video, but I've not actually watched it.
Yeah, so I mean, like, you can't sing for shit, but it's just really cool to see, like, Tony Hawk's up there. You know, I mean, granted, he was massive when Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 came out, but like that song reminds you. I mean, as soon as you hear that, you
it
go
transports you instantly, doesn't it? And that's the beauty of music.
To a childhood of playing Skate with your friends when they come round on the PS1. So I've decided to do that. So I want to ask you, as a 30-something-year-old man,
go on.
Did you skate as a child?
Not really. Like there was no one really at my school that I remember anyway that were skaters.
No. I mean, back then. I mean, okay. So, what was like the person who skated listened to that sort of music called? I'm only asking this because we had Chuddy and Spidge. We had like Grebos.
Oh, right.
You know, like the goths, they were all fucking Grebos.
I don't think we really had any.
You know,
I genuinely can't think of anyone that we had that was skaters. There was none of it. Drew, he was a massive skater, and I did have a skateboard when he used to come. So when he used to come around, we used to do a little bit, and I could not skate for shit. But I was never a skater.
Drew still skates as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Or yeah, certainly had skateboard and stuff. The only time I ever get a skateboard was when I was traveling around Australia, and everyone over there was skating, just like traveling around like that. So I got one of the, I don't even know what they're called. Like it was like a tiny little one. It was
a
like
penny deck.
Is that what it is? It was literally like almost like a foot with the massive wheels on it.
Yeah. So is it like a neon color? Did it look like the old 70s skateboards? Only one tail.
Yeah, so it was like plastic, it was like it was like
deck.
Bright pink,
yeah,
or whatever.
Deck. Yeah. They're quite fucking expensive. They're about £100.
Yeah, it was about $100, I think it is in Australia. Yeah, and because everyone like just used to cruise around down the roads and stuff with them.
Actually, when you was there, penny decks were huge. As well.
So that's the only time, and I actually got like I couldn't do any tricks on it, but I could actually move.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what penny decks were really for. Yeah.
So that was the only time where I quite enjoyed it. But growing up, I don't think we had anyone at school. We probably did, but God knows. There was not a skating scene at all. But I went to school in Derbyshire in a small little village, you know what I mean?
I suppose so.
There was never like skate parks or anything.
Yeah, I mean, in Lincoln it's not big, and our closest skate park was like a village outside of Lincoln, but we still had a bit of a skating scene. Now I used to skateboard to school as a kid, like never did tricks.
Yeah,
I think I borrowed from a library and never took it back. And it was like a 70s book on how to ollie, kickflip, that sort of stuff. Could never do it. But I loved it. I just loved the look of turning up to school on a skateboard, even though you knew you was the minority.
Yes,
you know what I mean, like. You were getting bullied by the others and they'd say shit to you because you're rocking up in your baggy jeans with your wallet attached to a chain and shit, like listening to Korn or Slipknot or whatever you got fucking blasting. Because mine came, so I've always been a bit of a sheep and follow people, but at school I never really found myself, and I desperately wanted to fit in. So like right before that scene, I was like listening to happy hardcore and shit.
Okay.
Like real bad stuff that if I listen to now actually makes me feel a bit sick. Like Children of the Night or whatever it's called. Fuck that. And then I got into rock music, which my dad was very proud of me for. Started following the sort of skate scene. Got out of that when you leave school, didn't think anything about it. And I didn't find the skate scene again until, God, how old would I have been? 24, 25. I always had a few skateboards, and I love skate brands. So Vans, DC, Santa Cruz is my all time. I've got the big tattoo I've got me on there is a Santa Cruz tattoo.
Right. Okay.
Cool. I just loved it. So one birthday, I got bought all the parts to a Santa Cruz deck. So it had the screaming hand, the trucks had the mouth, the screaming hand. It was like my pride and joy. I sold it a few years ago for about £80. And I got into it then because it was only for decoration, but I got back into it. So as a 24, 25-year-old man who didn't bounce as well and fucking, put on a shit ton of weight, was all of a sudden like going down to the college. Bearing in mind I was prison officer at the time.
Yeah.
I was meeting all my boys down at
Amazing.
the college because it's on a hill and we'd all be doing tricks on a weekend around the college and shit.
Incredible.
Like, fucking running. And at the uni as well, we used to like have to skate away from the security guard at the uni at 25 years old.
What incredible.
And I was trying to learn. I was like, now's my time. I'm going to learn how to minimum be able to skate to the point where, you know, the cool shit where you're walking, you drop the board, you glide, and as I'm gliding, I can ollie up something and carry on going.
Yes.
If I can do that, I'm happy. First ollie, fell, broke my arm.
Fucking hell.
As a 25-year-old man, I remember texting an officer friend of mine at the time, a guy called Gary. He just reminded me so much of my dad. He used to rip the fuck out of me all the time. And at the time, I had a mohawk and all this shit. And I texted him a picture of me in A&E. And he was like, are you all right? I went, I've broke my arm, Gary. And he was just like, he made some joke about acting like a child or something. I was like, yeah, I fell off a skateboard, Gary.
Oh, no.
And it was one of those things that I was like, fuck, and I never really got back into it after that. Like, you know, you have to take the bumps and the bruises and the falls to do
like
it.
I said, when you're a kid, you bounce back a lot more. But even when the ones as a kid, even when you don't bounce back, you're able to bounce back mentally. Whereas I don't think you can when you're older, or it's a lot more difficult to. It's not even that, like you said, the physical pain. It's the idea of, oh my God, I don't want to do that again. I'm way too old to be doing that.
Oh God, yeah. Next time it might be my hip.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'm at the stage where my hip is going to go next, and that's not as easy a fix as an elbow is.
Exactly.
And it's just one of those things that I've been thinking a lot about skateboarding recently, and I've been watching a lot of like YouTube videos, and like, I just see so many cool kids at like 3 years old. Like first time on a small, because I never had the bollocks to drop into a small half pipe.
Yeah.
Like the drop in fear and all that shit. And because a couple of years ago, obviously these charity events that I do, so obviously the 24-hour Gameathon, that idea came from I was going to do a coast to coast on a longboard.
Oh, nice.
So I actually recently gave the longboard away, but I had a really sweet longboard, and obviously they're not for tricks, they're purely for travel.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, a coast to coast on that would be really fucking cool. But like, I remember when I used to skateboard, the speed wobble, when you go too fast and the board just starts wobbling, you're bailing.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, how am I going to do a coast to coast and not have to come down a fuck off hill?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to happen.
Oh, will do, yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm way too big now, like overweight and unfit. So that's when I was like, well, I could sit in a chair and game. And that's where that idea was born.
And that's where we'll see you on the 28th.
And that's where you see me on 28th, reliving my idea of maybe I could be a skateboarder on Tony Hawk's 1 and 2.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Like when we first started, we was like, we've got anything to talk about. I was like, I want to talk about skateboarding today. Like, it's just been one of those subjects that I've always found really cool, and it's been in my head for so long. Like I genuinely get excited watching skateboard videos,
right?
But like more professional ones. When I see skateboarding on the streets and people are filming them and they're just fucking falling over cars and shit, I do get a bit like, I understand why these people chase you away.
Yes.
Because you are endangering other people.
Yeah.
They're like the professional stuff, the Olympic stuff, like really fucking
It's
awesome.
so impressive.
Cool. Yeah, that's all I had really. So we should end it there.
Yeah, shall we? We can maybe get some gaming in tonight.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'd really like that. Because you have not gamed in ages.
I haven't. Been super busy.
And I miss you on the gaming front.
I miss me being annoying as fuck.
I do actually,
Call of Duty, 5-star frog splashing you.
I actually did. Oh, I played some Rocket League last night for the first time in forever.
How'd you get on?
Dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that you cannot just pick up and be at the same level you were.
No. Me and Chunk had a couple of games. We was chatting, so we weren't paying a lot of attention, but it was bad.
Oh, no.
So we might need to get some skills back in before.
Yeah, that'd be good. It'd be good fun to do that, actually. Yeah.
Cool. Right. Any parting thoughts, bro?
Don't skateboard down hills when you're old and shit.
Peace.